Hi, I'm Anthony. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I went from a 42.6% body fat percentage down to 25% in 2.5 years. I will be showing you the evidence of the 5 readings I took during this period which substantiate my claim. Then I will tell you the changes I made to my lifestyle that made this happen. If this video interests you, please do give it a like. The algorithm will absolutely love it and it'll help promote the video to a wider audience. So before I dive into this video, I just want to say that I thought instead of watching me sitting in front of a microphone and talking to you, I thought I would upload the workout that I did yesterday. What you'll see is the full workout I did yesterday with all the rest bits taken out. So it's just the reps. So let's dive into this subject. This will be controversial, I am aware of that, but I want you to bear with me and I want you to look at the trends rather than the specific dates and weights and percentages that are going to be covered in this video. So back in 2023, January, beginning of the year, I attended a gym in Fareham in the UK. In that gym they had a weighing machine that also recorded your body mass index, your body fat percentage and your body fat mass, along with your age, weight and height. That showed that my body fat percentage was 42.6%. The ideal body fat percentage for a man of my height and weight should be somewhere between 20 and 29%. So clearly 42% was way higher than it should be. The controversial part of this video is the method I used to record my body fat percentage. I suspect they're not top of the range expensive scientific machines, so they are really just a guide, in my opinion. However, a year later I returned to the same gym and my body fat percentage had dropped from 42.6 to 31.4. A few months later, I took another reading from the same machine at the same gym and my body fat percentage had reduced down to 27.2. So that reading placed my body fat percentage in the acceptable 20 to 29% for my age, weight and height. The next reading I took was 19 months later, so this was September 2025. This was from a different machine to the previous 3 readings, but a similar one, and it showed my body fat percentage was now 22.3%. I decided I wanted to measure this with a little bit more certainty, so I bought myself some scales that not only weigh you, but they also supply a lot more information about your body fat, your BMI, your body mass, and you have to upload it with certain criteria such as your height, weight, age, etc. This I did yesterday and it showed my body fat percentage was 24.9%, so a little bit higher than the previous reading, but still substantially lower than what it was in January 2023. So in order to allow for a certain degree of error, I'm going to call it a 25% body fat percentage. My total body fat drop in percentage points is 17.6, which equates to a 41.3% decrease from my original body fat percentage of 42.6 down to 25%. Now, before I tell you how I achieved this, I want to talk about the machines I used and the degrees of accuracy that we can expect. I am very aware that there are more accurate machines and more accurate ways of measuring your body fat percentage. But this was the option that was available to me and within my budget. So I don't want to focus too much on the exact percentages. I want to focus more on the trend. So over the last 2.5 years, the trend has been going downwards and taking me from the category of poor to the category of between good and excellent. Now let me tell you how I achieved this. Those of you that have been following my channel over the recent years will know that I'm not a qualified PT or a qualified nutritionalist, a doctor, paramedic, or anything of that type. So what I'm sharing with you is my personal experience and opinions and nothing more. So let's break this down into diet and exercise. First, I'm going to talk about the dietary changes I made. I massively reduced fast food, carbonated drinks, sauces on food. I eat less bread, no beer or ale, less snacks unless it's protein based. For breakfast, I usually have scrambled egg, not on toast, just scrambled egg. I rarely have seconds after a main course, and try not to eat too many puddings or sweets, and less starters. 4 or 5 days a week, I'll just have a protein shake for my lunch, and maybe a little bit of fruit. I usually take my coffee black, and very rarely have a specialty coffee. I've also cut back on cheese, less ready meals, and less processed food. If I do want a snack in the evening, I usually have Ryvita with a little butter and Marmite. And if I do wake up in the night, I never go to the fridge. Once I go to bed, that's it until the morning. I try not to eat any cake. However, if somebody's celebrating a birthday, it'll be kind of rude not to. If I fancy a mid-afternoon snack, I often have a couple of hard-boiled eggs. So when it comes to diet, I think it's all about portion size and making the right choices. Now let's talk about exercise. For those of you that follow my channel, you know I do weighted calisthenics and also bodyweight calisthenics. So my typical workout would be muscle ups, sometimes by using resistance bands, and weighted dips and weighted pull-ups. I also do goblin squats and bodyweight squats. In my opinion, the key is consistency. I try and do something every day. I have been doing weighted pull-ups and weighted dips for about 18 months, twice a week. And by using resistance bands to help with the muscle up, it's a perfect upper body workout that probably gives you more bang for your buck than any other upper body workout that I know of. If it's a rest day, I often just go and play golf, go for a long walk, or do a body weight exercise without adding additional weight. At 60 years old, it's more important than ever to keep moving and staying active. And this is how I've chose to do it. I hope you found this video useful, and if you have, please do remember to give it the like. The algorithm will absolutely love it, and it helps promote the video to a wider audience. And if you haven't already subscribed, this will be a great time to do so. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one.